Hello and welcome to our daily learning video. I'm so happy to see you today. Sue, come on out here. Our friends are here. Do you want to say hi? Oh, that's so sweet, Sue. Well, today we're going to talk about letter L, and L is for leaves. Do you see the leaves on Fred's shelf? Well, let's talk about leaves right now. Sue, would you like to sit down and you can listen along? Today's letter is the letter L, and L looks like this. So if your name has an L, stand up. If your name has an L, stand up. If your name has an L, if your name has an L, if your name has an L, stand up. Well, that is what the letter L looks like, and L is for leaves, and we are going to decorate our letter L with leaves. Now, I have 3 ideas for you. One idea is that you can cut from construction paper some colorful leaves, and another idea is for you to go outside and find real leaves to put on your letter L. Or the third idea is, if you need them, I have a link below so that you can get all the worksheets for this week, and I'll make sure I put a link for this worksheet. It has some leaves that you can color and cut out to use to decorate your L. Well, I do have some leaves that I'm going to use for mine. So there you go. That's what mine's going to look like. That is really, really pretty. Okay, so now that we know what letter L looks like, we're going to learn how to write the letter L. This is our handwriting time. Letter L is the easiest letter of all the letters to write. So let me show you. You're just going to make a number 1, and then you're going to slide out just like that. 1, and then slide out. On the handwriting house, you're just going to start upstairs and then draw a line all the way downstairs. And then you're going to trace across the bottom. So down and out, down and out, down and out. I'll make a few more to give you a chance to try. And remember, if you don't have any paper at all, you can just skywrite. Down and out. Down and then slide out. Well, if you thought the big uppercase L was easy, just you wait until you see the little L. Watch this. I'm done. That's it. That was so easy, right? I'll do it again. So to make the little lowercase L, all you do is draw a line straight down and we're done. That was so easy. Let's do it on the handwriting house. I bet we can make a lot of little L's. So just start at the top and go all the way down. L, L, L. I told you this one was easy. L, L. Now, no floating L's. Make sure they go all the way down to the green carpet. Okay, well, how did you do on your handwriting today? If you want to, you can let me see. I'm going to cheer for you. Great work. I'll send you a sticker. Here comes. Very good, everybody. You deserve a sticker on the top of your handwriting paper. Okay, well, that was handwriting time, and now it's time for some phonics. We're going to talk about what letter L sounds like. Letter L says, you try. Letter L says, good job. It sounds like we're singing. La, 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 la. That's what letter L says. L says, one more time, la, 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 la. Well, I think you did a great job today with our letter L. And since L is for singing, for our special activity today, let's sing a song, okay? It's going to be about falling leaves.
All the leaves are falling down, orange, yellow, red and brown, falling softly as they do, over me and over you. All the leaves are falling down, orange, yellow, red.
Can you try to sing it too?
All the leaves are falling down, orange, yellow, red and brown, falling softly as they do, over me and over you. All the leaves are falling down, orange, yellow, red and brown.
Okay, and I'll put the link so that you can keep listening to that song because it's a really catchy song, isn't it? It's about leaves falling down. And you did a great job helping me sing. And what does letter L say? La 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 la, like when you're singing. Well, we're going to do some blending now that we know what letter L sounds like. And I need you to sing another song with me. It's the vowel song. Do you remember it? It goes like this. A, E, I, O, U, A, E, I, O, U, A, E, I, O, U. These are the vowels. Well, we're going to use the vowels that we've already worked on today along with the letter L. And we're going to do some blending. Blending is getting ready to read. It's an early reading skill. So we usually just start with 2 letters and try to see if we can blend those. We're going to start up here with L and A. Do you remember what A sounds like? We just learned L. L says ooh. A says what? Ah. That's what A says. Ah, like at you. All right, let's blend these together. Ooh, ah, la, la. Good blending. La. Do you remember what letter E says, Sonny? E says eh. E's like an ear. Eh, eh. What'd you say? So let's blend these together. You ready? L says and E, le, le, le. You just did it. You did another blend, le. Now, do you remember what I sounds like? I sounds like sticky, an icky, sticky lollipop. So let's blend these together. Le, le, le. You did it. Give yourself a pat on the back. La, le, le. Okay, that was our letter of the day time. And now it is time for some math. And for math today, we're going to be counting and we're going to be coloring. So there is a link below if you want this sheet and the weekly lesson plan for this week. And if you have it, you can pull it out right now. And we're going to find all the leaves that look like this. They have a straight edge. During science today, we're going to talk about the kinds of leaf edges. But see if you can find all of the ones that look like this on the sheet right now. 1, we're going to color those orange, by the way. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there are 4 leaves that look like this. I'll color them in quickly. Okay, next we're going to be looking for some leaves with a jagged edge like this one. See, it goes zigzag, zigzag. So we're going to color those leaves yellow. Will you help me count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there are 9 leaves that look like this. Now the next thing we're going to look for are acorns, and we're going to color the acorns brown. So can you help me, please? 1, 2, 3. I think there's some more on this side. 4, 5. So there are 5 acorns. Okay, finally, we're going to look for apples, and we're going to color the apples red. Will you help me? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 3 red apples. One more, if you don't mind, count how many trees you can see. There are 2 trees, and you did a great job in math today. Now I want to show you a leaf that came from a tree. I found this outside. What color is it? It's brown. We've been working this week on the color brown, and I want to see if you remember brown. There is a color we all know. Can you guess what it is? B-R-O-W-N. 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 That's how you spell brown. Well, we're going to be using a brown bag today in art to make a fall tree. So let's head over to the art table. Okay, so here we are at the art table and I'm getting a brown bag and I'm just going to cut the brown bag to the middle, just strips like this all the way to the middle. Okay, the next thing that I'm going to do is open up the brown bag and then I'm going to put a piece of newspaper inside. So I just have a piece of newspaper, any kind of paper would do, but I'm just going to crumple it up and put it inside the bag. This is just going to help the tree be a little more sturdy so that you can stand it on a shelf or on a table. All right, next I'm just going to squish the bag right here in the middle, and then I'm just going to twist it. Okay, now at the top, all of these things that I cut are going to be the branches. So I'm just going to kind of spread them out and start twisting a few together. This is starting to look like a tree, isn't it? I see the branches and the trunk. Okay, I think I have just one more branch to make. All right, well, there you have it. Now this tree doesn't have any leaves on it, does it? So what I'm going to do is take some colorful paper and then just tear a little bit of the colorful paper, and those are going to be the leaves for the tree. I'm just going to glue those on. Okay, I think that looks really good. It looks like a nice fall tree. You can add more leaves on yours if you'd like to. Well, here's a better look at that fall tree that we made, and we'll put it right here on Fred's shelf so he can enjoy that. Okay, so next we are going to do some science and we're going to learn about leaves. Take a look at this poster. I'm going to read to you the names of the trees that these leaves came from. First of all, this is an elm tree leaf. Here's a poplar tree leaf, a walnut tree leaf. This leaf came from a birch tree. This one was a maple tree. That's where we get maple syrup. The next one is an oak tree. This little thin one is a willow tree. The one with lots of leaves on the stem is an ash tree. And then there's a beech tree. So you can take this poster outside, find some leaves, and see if you can identify some of them. Now I want to talk some more about what the edges of the leaves look like. So there are three types of edges. One is just a zigzag kind of edge. We call that a jagged edge. The elm tree has a jagged edge. Can you find some other leaves on this page that have jagged edges? This one, that's the birch, good. And the willow too, if you look really closely. The poplar and the walnut and even the beech tree all have jagged zigzag edges. The next kind of edge is a smooth edge. Can you see any leaves with a smooth edge? This ash, the leaves on this ash tree have smooth edges. The last kind is called a lobed edge, and it kind of looks like it goes in and out, kind of like fingers. So can you see any leaves like that? There's the oak tree leaf, and this one too. The maple tree kind of goes in and out, in and out, in and out like fingers. So that one is also lobed. Well, here's a fun activity that you can do. Go out and find some leaves and then see if you can identify and sort them by their edges. Take a look at this one. I found this big leaf outside. Can you identify what kind of edge it has? Kind of goes in and out like fingers. So that is a lobed edge. Take a look at this one. It kind of looks like zigzags on the edges. So that is a jagged edge, jagged edge. And what about this leaf right here? Oh, look, it's tiny. It hasn't changed yet. It's still green. That one has a smooth edge, smooth. All right, let's take a look at some more. Oh, look at this one. What do you think? This one, what's the edge like? It's kind of pokey. Ouch. This one is a jagged edge, and it definitely has some pokey parts. It goes kind of zigzag on the end. That was pretty cool. And then what about this one? It looks like a heart. Look at that leaf. If you look really closely, you can see that the edges are kind of zigzaggy. I'll turn it this way. And this one has a jagged edge. Good job. Let's take a look at this one. What kind of edge does it have? This is a lobed edge. It kind of goes out like fingers. Good job, in and out. Well, have some fun today finding leaves of your own and deciding what kind of edge they have. You can do some sorting, and you can also take that poster and try to figure out what tree the leaf came from. Well, it's time for story time. And for story time today, we're going to be reading Fletcher Falling Leaves. Fletcher and the Falling Leaves by Julia Rawlinson. The world was changing. Each morning when Fletcher bounced out of the den, everything seemed just a little bit different. The rich green of the forest was turning to a dusty gold, and the soft swishing sound of summer was fading to a crinkly whisper. Fletcher's favorite tree was looking dull, dry, and brown. Fletcher, visiting it every day, was beginning to get worried. "I think my tree is ill," said Fletcher. "What's wrong with it?" asked Mommy. "Its leaves are turning brown," said Fletcher. "Don't worry, it's only autumn," smiled Mommy. Fletcher trotted back to his tree and patted the rough bark. "Don't worry, it's only autumn," he said. "You'll soon be feeling better." But the tree didn't get better. Day by day, it got browner still. One day, as Fletcher sat under the tree, the wind began to blow. A small brown leaf blew off the tree and drifted toward the ground. Fletcher jumped up and caught it very gently in his paw. "Don't worry, tree. I've got your leaf. You'll soon be fixed," said Fletcher. He looked around, scratched his head, and picked a piece of grass. He carefully tied the leaf to its branch and sat happily down. Just then, another gust of wind ruffled Fletcher's fur. The little leaf shook itself free and fluttered back to the ground. Fletcher picked it up again and thought very hard. Then he poked the leaf into a twig and pushed it firmly down. "Now you hold on tight," said Fletcher. "No more flying around." The little leaf gave a tiny rustle in reply. But the next day, a strong wind was blowing through the forest. Fletcher rushed out of the den and ran all the way to his tree. Lots of its branches were brown and bare, and little lost leaves whirled everywhere. "Don't worry, tree," called Fletcher. "I'll catch them for you, I promise." Round and round and round whirled Fletcher after the twirling leaves. Oh, leaves, wonderful, just what I need for my nest, said a squirrel scampering up. But these belong to the tree, said Fletcher. Don't take them away. The tree doesn't need them anymore, said the squirrel, and off he bounded. Help, help! The wind and the squirrel are stealing our leaves, cried a frantic Fletcher. Leaves, marvelous, just what I need to keep me warm, said a hedgehog rolling around. But these belong to the tree, said Fletcher, plucking leaves from the hedgehog's prickles. Not any more, snuffled the hedgehog, and away he rolled. Help! The wind, the squirrel, and the hedgehog are stealing our leaves, cried frenzied Fletcher. Just then the birds heard Fletcher crying out, and they decided they would help. They each picked up a leaf, flew to the tree, and sat it gently down on a branch. Thank you, birds, Fletcher gasped as the birds fluttered and chirped away. He lay looking up through the leaves at the sky and drifted off to sleep. But still the wind continued to blow, and still the branches danced. The leaves shivered and shook themselves and began to wriggle free. They tossed and turned and twitched and twirled and tumbled to the ground. They brushed Fletcher's ears and nose and filled his dreams with a whispering sound. When Fletcher finally blinked awake, he couldn't believe his eyes. Instead of a roof of dancing leaves, he could see bare branches against the sky. Oh, tree, I'm so sorry, gulped Fletcher. All your leaves are gone. But then he saw high in the branches one small leaf still holding on. I won't let the wind steal that one, said Fletcher, and he began to climb. He wriggled along to the last leaf and held it firmly onto its branch. All day long the wind blew, the branch bounced, and Fletcher held tight. I'll stay with you, leaf, he gasped. Don't worry that all your other friends have gone. But then with a sudden whoosh of wind, the branch bounced high. With a whispered flip, the leaf let go and fluttered like a little flag clutched in Fletcher's paw. Fletcher looked sadly at the leaf, the tree's last leaf he had promised to save. He carried it carefully down the tree and all the way back to the den. He made it a cozy little bed and gently tucked it in for the night, but all night long he could only think of his tree all alone. At first light the next morning, he tiptoed out into the chilly dawn. The wind had finally stopped blowing and the air was damp and cold. The moon still hung in the clear sky and pale stars glimmered. As he came to his favorite tree, Fletcher saw something magical. The tree was hung with thousands of icicles, shining silver in the early light. You're more beautiful than ever, whispered Fletcher to the tree made of ice. Can the squirrel and hedgehog keep your leaves for the cool winter nights? A tiny breeze shivered the branches, making a sound like laughter, and in the light of the rising sun, the sparkling branches nodded. Look at the beautiful tree. It's not covered in leaves anymore. It's covered in icicles now. The end. Well, I hope you had some fun today. Did you have fun, Sue, talking about leaves? Don't forget to go on your own leaf hunt. I'll see you next time, okay, for letter M. Goodbye, everyone.